Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today this session will be about Google Step internship. And I'll request you all to watch the complete video because we'll be covering some of the most important doubts regarding this internship. And also we'll be covering resume tips and how to ace the interview process. So stay tuned. So today we have with us Titiksha D. She is a pre-final year CSE student at IGTW. She is a Google Step 21 intern and she recently completed her internship. She is a GHC 21 student scholar, a Google WTEF scholar, and a co-founder and president of Minerva, which is the tech forum of IGTW. And she'll be sharing her insights on this program. Over to you, Dee.
Hi.
Hello, Dee. What is STEP internship and where to apply and when to apply?
Okay, so STEP internship refers to student training in engineering program. So it is basically an internship that is for the historically underrepresented students in tech. So like you can start applying by mid or end of November, and you can search Google STEP internship. You'll find a link for Build for Future with Google, and you can read more about this. Also, when the application is live, you could go to Google career site and find the application there. For Google India, you need to search for the one which has location mentioned as Hyderabad or Bangalore, and then you're supposed to submit your resume and fill out other details that I mentioned there.
Okay, so the are male candidates eligible for this program?
Yes, it is open for everyone, but they give preference to historically underrepresented groups, like I said before, the minorities in tech. And the definition for this minority depends upon geographic factors. For example, in India, it mainly refers to women.
There is a possibility of them getting selected. It's not zero.
There is a yeah, because this program is to bridge the gap for the underrepresented groups, so preference is given to them.
Okay, so which year students are eligible for this?
First and second year students are eligible for this internship. For Google India, last time it was noticed that eligibility was set for second year only.
Okay, so is it a on-campus or off-campus opportunity?
It can be considered both. So, Google has been coming to some of the campuses, and for them it is on campus, but students are free to apply off campus as well.
Oh, okay, so is there any branch specification for this program?
Actually, there is a branch specification. The student should be majoring in computer science or any related field for this.
So MA students are not eligible for this, or they can apply off campus.
The eligibility criteria states CS or related courses only.
Okay, okay. So is there any CGPA criteria also?
There is no specific CGPA criteria, but CGPA is useful in the resume selection round. So, also for on campus, the college can set a qualifying limit. Apart from that, there is no rigid criteria as such.
Okay, so there is one thing that only tier one students are selected. So is there anything like this or
No, no, that's entirely false. So, uh, anyone, like even the two tier, three tier college students can apply for this opportunity.
and there is one thing that Google APAC and Google W scholars are favored in this. So what is that all that about?
Okay, so it says that the resume of APEC and the WE scholars are looked at by the company and purely on merit basis. So even if you're not a APAC or WE scholar, you have a good chance of getting selected.
Is there any question in the form like is essay type question?
No.
No. And does the referral thing works in this?
Yes, referrals actually work if you're applying off campus. For on campus and WE scholars, referral system is not allowed. And you can get a referral like a full time employee at Google. And a nice way of doing so is like by connecting with them through LinkedIn.
What is the selection process?
So there is one resume selection round, and after that, there are two technical interview rounds. So the interview rounds are 45 minutes each, and they can be on the same day or on uh, a few days apart. And you would be given a problem statement that you are supposed to code on. So you have to write a complete code and not a pseudo code. So the number of questions that is subjective. It can be any number of questions. So the interviewer would then provide a feedback based on your performance, which would be sent to the hiring committee. And based on the performance in the two rounds, if your candidature is still indecisive, then there might be a third round. Otherwise, if you clear all these stages, you get an offer letter.
Okay, so there is a major question: how to start DSA preparation?
Okay. So when I started my DSA preparation, I followed the strategy that I brushed up my basic concept first, like arrays, linked lists, recursion, and then I moved on to the more complex topics like trees and graphs. So I used to practice from LeetCode, and there are some other resources that can be referred, like HackerRank, InterviewBit, etc. So, like, I would say that sometimes people ask that is it too late to start because the STEP internship is about to come. So, I would say that it is never too late to start. It depends on how much effort you are willing to put into achieving it. So, like you can refer, there are a lot of free and paid courses online. So you can refer to them. Then, if you need to straighten up your concepts, then you can refer to the YouTube videos that are available. Also, for Java, there's a resource by Pep Coding that is available online. You can refer to that as well.
Okay, so the is development necessary for this?
So development is not necessary for interview preparation, but it would add good projects to your resume. Also, the knowledge you gain through them is actually learn a lot about the actual work you'll do in the industry. So they are beneficial in that sense. And if you have time, like you can manage the DSA along with this, then you should definitely do it. And that with proper time management, it can be done together.
So in the interview round, apart from DSA, any other topic was asked like DBMS and networking, etc.
No, the interview is mainly focused on DSA. It might be that they ask questions based on your resume, but the chances are very less. So,
So the how to make a good resume.
okay, so a good resume is one that showcases all your achievements and skills in a concise manner. It is recommended that the resume should only be one page. It should have major sections like the education qualifications, including your CGPA, then the work experience if you have any, the projects you have done, the skills you have learned, and the coding languages. Also, it should include your achievements like any scholarship you have received or MOOCs you have done, and your contact details. Also, having a section for leadership and volunteering activities would add on to your profile, so that can be added as well.
So the what kind of projects should we add in our resume? Like basic ones will also work, or there should be a like very high level projects, high level projects.
Okay, so projects should mainly showcase your expertise in a particular skill. So the kind of project which should depend on the skills you have mentioned in your resume, and it would actually highlight that you actually have an experience in that tech stack. So the level and the level is a subjective thing as it varies from person to person. Also, you should take care that in the project you mention what role you played in it or the part of project that you worked upon.
Is open source and competitive programming very necessary for this?
It is definitely a plus point, like development adds on projects, so it is a good thing to add. Similarly, open source and competitive is just like a sparkle to your resume. but it's not mandatory. Like even I did not have a really great coding profile. Moreover, it is important that your DSA concepts are strong. So it's like if you're interested in those field, then you should definitely do it. But it's not mandatory that they should be added.
Okay, particular topic that was frequently asked in the interview.
Okay, so the focus is on DSA, but the type of questions and the difficulty is subjective. Generally, the direct theory questions are not asked. So you are given a challenging problem statement that you need to code upon, and the topics can range from basic DSA like data structures like arrays to more complex ones like trees and binary search trees, etc. Also, it is important that you should know about the space and time complexity of the code.
And the how much important is communication during the interview?
Communication plays a major role in this. So it is important that you convey your thought process to the interviewer, and because apart from the correctness and efficiency of your solution, they focus on your problem solving abilities. That is how you approach your particular solution. So discuss your approaches with even if the first one that you come up with is a brute force. So think out aloud what you have interpreted about the problem, so that the interviewer would get an idea whether you are on the right track or not. And if you're not clear about the problem, then do not hesitate to ask your doubts and clarify it. I'm sure they'll help you out if you're stuck in with any confusion about the question.
So the is it a very difficult opportunity for student?
Uh, However daunting it may seem, but it's not a very difficult opportunity. All it requires is hard work and consistent effort, like how much you're willing to put in for achieving this.
So the how was your experience?
My internship experience was such a memorable journey. So I learned a lot from my amazing host and co-host in both professional and personal aspects. Also, the project I got was really interesting. So this opportunity gave me insights on how to become a good software engineer and how to behave in a corporate setting and work in a team. I worked along with a really nice co-step intern. So there were times that we were stuck on a new topic or on a particular uh, problem, but what we managed to never give up through it, and we used to research it and code for hours. So uh, it was a great experience learning through this process. Moreover, I got the chance to enjoy the Google culture. So we used to have interesting and fun activities. I would say, unfortunately, my internship was work from home. Missed out on the on-site experience that I would have got.
So the would you like to give some tip or advice to the students?
Okay, I would say that do a lot of coding questions, which is something that can only be sharpened through practice because all the questions that are asked during the interview are unique. So, and it is commonly seen that you face a lot of doubts while practicing these questions. So, I would suggest that you should form a circle with your peer group and start practicing coding with them. So, whenever you get stuck on a doubt, you can help each other out. Also, you can discuss different approaches to same problem. So, even I followed this strategy and I found it really helpful. Also, this is a general advice that I would like to share with you all. If you have a dream to achieve something, then give it your best efforts. And even if you fail, then that doesn't mean that it is the end of the world, because good opportunities are always around the corner. You just need to keep trying for them. Also, as a step in turn, I would say that if you ever get a chance to intern at Google, then make the best of that opportunity. Network well, enjoy the Google culture, and keep yourself open to learning and feedback. Because this is a place where you'll meet remarkable people who have knowledge about different fields. So if you keep yourself open to knowledge, then you learn a lot through this process. Thank you.
So I think we have covered all the questions, and if you feel that you have any doubt, feel free to comment down. And thank you so much, Dee, for joining me. It was great
Thank you.
having you here, and I hope to see you again on my channel. If you found this video helpful, do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.